मैं क्या करूं? स्टार्ट हो जाएगी।
लिंक फिर से शेयर करना है। Good evening, children. Now let's begin with the chapter, the constitutional design. Now the first question is, what is constitution? What is the meaning of the word constitution? In simple language, I would say, constitution is a set of rules according to which the government of a country runs. Constitution is a set of rules according to which the government of a country runs. Now, in this chapter, what we are going to study, let's see the outline of the chapter. The first point is democratic constitution in South Africa. Second point is why do we need a constitution? Third point is making of the Indian constitution. Fourth point, guiding values of the Indian constitution. And the fifth point is institutional design. So these are the topics which we are going to study. So initially I am going to begin with constitution. My first point is, what is a constitution? Children, you all will be knowing that a constitution is a set of well-defined rules that explain the powers of different organs of the government. It is a body of fundamental principles according to which a state is governed. It defines the power of each of its organs. Each of its organs are, the three organs are there. The first one is legislative, the second one is executive, and the third one is judiciary. Now, the question arises, sir, what is this legislative, executive, and judiciary? So let me, in short, I tell you, the word legislative means to make the laws. लेजिस्लेटिव मतलब जो भी नए नियम बनते हैं वो लेजिस्लेटिव बनाता है. उसके बाद सारे ये जो नए नियम बनते हैं इसको एग्जीक्यूट किया जाता है. एग्जीक्यूट मतलब जैसे आप लोग कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं तो उसमें पहले आप लोग प्लान बनाते हैं, उसके बाद उसको प्रोग्राम बनाने के बाद उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं. द सेम थिंग इज देयर. आफ्टर द एग्जीक्यूशन, ये दो काम हो गए. दिस टू एक्टिविटीज आर परफॉर्म्ड बाय द मिनिस्टर्स. बट लेटर ऑन the third wing is judiciary. Judiciary is the wing which keeps a check on the law and order of the country. That is judiciary. It also defines the responsibilities of these three pillars of governance. It regulates the relationship between the three organs and also with the people. It tells us about the rights and duties of the citizens. Every law which is government frames, every law which a government frames has to conform to the constitution. In short, if I say, अगर छोटे शब्दों में कहूँ कि constitution क्या होता है तो मैं कहूँगा constitution is the symbol of a country's independence. Every country has a constitution. It can be unwritten like that of United Kingdom, or it can be written, for example, USA, Russia, Japan, Germany and India. तो उसका मतलब क्या होता है? कुछ देशों का जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है, कुछ देशों का जो संविधान होता है, कुछ का लिखित होता है और कुछ का लिखित नहीं होता है. जैसे एग्जाम्पल के लिए यूनाइटेड किंगडम का जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो अनरिटन है, वो लिखित में नहीं है. और जो भारत का या अमेरिका का है वो लिखित में है. मतलब संविधान में अगर कोई बदलाव करना है, इफ यू वांट टू मेक एनी काइंड ऑफ अमेंडमेंट इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, देन इट इज नॉट एन इजी गेम. तो वो इतना आसान खेल नहीं है. लेकिन जहाँ पे अनरिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है यूनाइटेड किंगडम में, तो वहाँ पे आसानी से किया जा सकता है और वहाँ पे पब्लिक को पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या चेंज हुआ है, हमारे लिए नया लॉ क्या बना है या क्या कैंसिल हुआ है. बट इन इंडिया दिस थिंग इज प्रिवेलिंग. इफ एनी काइंड ऑफ चेंज अकर्स इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इफ एनी काइंड ऑफ अमेंडमेंट टेक्स प्लेस, देन द पीपल आर वेरी वेल अवेयर ऑफ दैट. अब हम लोग थोड़ी सी बात करते हैं डेमोक्रेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन साउथ अफ्रीका. The most important part. I have told you the example of India, that in India we are having a written constitution. तो थोड़ा सा हम लोग चलते हैं अब democratic constitution in South Africa. देखो, South Africa and its black population, South Africa and its black population suffered a great deal under the domination by the white minority rulers. देखो साउथ अफ्रीका की कहानी क्या है? जैसी भारत की कहानी थी एकदम वैसी ही है. भारत में भी अंग्रेज आए थे, उन्होंने भारत पे रूल किया. इन द सेम मैनर साउथ अफ्रीका और जो वहाँ की काली जनसंख्या, साउथ अफ्रीका एंड ब्लैक पॉपुलेशन सफर्ड ग्रेट डील अंडर द डोमिनेशन बाय द वाइट माइनॉरिटी रूल. इट मीन्स जो सफ़ेद वाइट माइनॉरिटी वाले थे, जो वाइट थे वो बहुत कम थे नंबर में, लेकिन उन्होंने मेजॉरिटी जो ब्लैकिश थी उन पे राज किया. दे इम्पोज्ड अ सिस्टम ऑफ क्रूअल डिस्क्रिमिनेशन एंड सेग्रीगेशन अगेंस्ट द ब्लैक मेजॉरिटी नेटिव्स. आई हैव यूज्ड द वर्ड सेग्रीगेशन और सेग्रीगेट. दिस वर्ड मीन्स टू कीप वन थिंग सेपरेट फ्रॉम अनदर, एक चीज को दूसरे से अलग कर देना। द यूरोपियन नेशंस, देखो यूरोपियंस जो थे, अगर हम लोग इंडिया में भी ब्रिटिशर्स आए थे, पूरे वर्ल्ड में कहानी चल रही थी। द यूरोपियन नेशंस कॉन्कर्ड साउथ अफ्रीका इन 17th and 18th century in the same way as they did in India. But unlike India, the white rulers settled down in South Africa and divided the people on the basis of their color. जो साउथ अफ्रीकन्स थे, जो वाइटिश पीपल थे, वो वहीं पे सेटल हो गए और उन्होंने वहां की पूरी जनसंख्या को 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया। और डिवीजन का तरीका क्या था? कलर के हिसाब से, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर कलर। सी 3/4 नेटिव पॉपुलेशन वॉज लेबल्ड ब्लैक। जो 3/4 जो पॉपुलेशन थी, नेटिव पॉपुलेशन, जो वहां के रहने वाले लोग थे, वॉज लेबल्ड ब्लैक, उन लोग को ब्लैक डिक्लेयर कर दिया गया। देयर वॉज अनदर ग्रुप ऑफ मिक्स्ड रेसेस हु वर कॉल्ड कलर्ड, और एक ग्रुप था जो मिक्स्ड रेसेस का था, मतलब अलग अलग जातियों के या अलग अलग देशों के लोग थे, जिसको कहा गया था कलर्ड। उसमें हमारे इंडिया वाले आते थे। दिस ग्रुप इंक्लूडेड इंडियंस हु सेटल्ड डाउन इन साउथ अफ्रीका। महात्मा गांधी भी वहां पे गए थे, सो ही वॉज अ कलर्ड वन। देखो 2 ग्रुप मैंने बताया, 3/4 वाले जो थे, पहला ग्रुप था ब्लैक का, दूसरा ग्रुप था कलर्ड का, और जो तीसरा ग्रुप था, द थर्ड ग्रुप, द वाइट्स बिकेम द रूलर्स एंड ट्रीटेड ऑल नॉन वाइट्स एज inferior. Remember the point? The whites became the rulers and treated all non-whites as inferior. They imposed a system called apartheid. इन लोगों ने एक नया सिस्टम स्टार्ट किया, उसको apartheid कहा जाता था। Now what is this apartheid? ये apartheid होता क्या है? Apartheid is a policy of racial discrimination. एपर्थीड एक ऐसी पॉलिसी होती है जो रेस के हिसाब से, मतलब आपके रंग के हिसाब से भेदभाव किया जाए। They imposed a system called apartheid which forbade blacks from living in the white areas. They could not use the same trains, taxis, buses, hotels, hospitals, schools, colleges, libraries, cinema halls, swimming pools, beaches, toilets as used by the whites. मतलब जिन जिन चीज़ों का इस्तेमाल गोरे लोग करते थे, वो काले लोगों को अलाउड नहीं था। They could not even worship in the same churches where the whites prayed. मतलब जहाँ पे सफ़ेद लोग, गोरे लोग पूजा पाठ करते थे, चर्च में प्रार्थना करते थे, वहां पे जो दूसरे लोग थे काले, वो लोग वहां पर भी नहीं जा सकते। A very big, on a very large scale, this discrimination was being practiced. In the 1950s, the blacks, coloreds and the Indians fought against this apartheid system. They launched protest marches and strikes. 1950 के बाद जो काले लोग थे, जो कलर्ड थे और जो इंडियंस थे वहां पे, उन्होंने एपर्थीड के अगेंस्ट एक रिवोल्ट स्टार्ट किया। दे लॉन्च्ड प्रोटेस्ट मार्चेस, कई तरह की रैलियां निकाली गई, हड़ताल किया गया। दे वर लेड बाय द ANC। इनको कौन सपोर्ट कर रहा था? ANC। इनका नेता कौन था? ANC। ANC स्टैंड्स फॉर अफ्रीकन नेशनल कांग्रेस एंड देयर लीडर वाज नेल्सन मंडेला। और इनके जो नेता थे वो थे नेल्सन मंडेला। जैसे हम लोग आज़ादी की बात करते हैं तो भारत में इफ वी टॉक अबाउट इंडिपेंडेंस, देन हुज नेम वुड बी काउंटेड फर्स्ट इन इंडिया? टेल मी द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन चिल्ड्रन। हुज नेम वुड बी काउंटेड फर्स्ट इन इंडिया इफ वी टॉक अबाउट इंडिपेंडेंस? Divyansh, Abhishek, Vaibhav, give the answer children. See, if I talk about independence in India, then the name of Mahatma Gandhi is on its peak. तो महात्मा गांधी का नाम सबसे ऊपर आता है. उसी तरीके से इन द सेम मैनर द नेम ऑफ नेल्सन मंडेला इट कम्स ऑन द फास्ट. इनका नाम भी अफ्रीका की आज़ादी की अगर हम बात करते हैं, अगर उनके संविधान की बात करते हैं तो उसमें सबसे पहला नाम आता है नेल्सन मंडेला का. वेरी गुड देवांश, वैभव, यू हैव गिवन द आंसर. ओके, नेल्सन मंडेला was tried for treason and he and 7 other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment in 1962. सोचो इनको सजा जो पनिशमेंट मिली थी 1962 में मिली. and this person Nelson Mandela spent 28 years 28 साल लगातार ये जेल में रहे in a dreaded prison. And the condition of the prison was very critical. And what was the name? Robben Island, dreaded prison, Robben Island of South Africa. This person, just to remove this policy of apartheid from his nation, he stayed in prison for 28 years. And if I do the comparison with Mahatma Gandhi, then Mahatma Gandhi was totally different. He has not stayed for 6 years also throughout his life in the prison. But this person, Nelson Mandela, has given continuous 28 years. And you know, when was he released from the prison? He was released from the prison in the year 1990. 1990 में ये रिलीज हुए prison से. So it means that he stayed in prison for 28 years. So now children, let's move to the next topic, that is towards a new constitution. The point is, finally the government could not withstand the onslaught of the people and the world opinion. After 28 years, Nelson Mandela was freed in 1990. On 26th April 1994, the new Republic of South Africa was born. Apartheid was dismantled and a multi-racial government came into power. और जो पहले नस्ल भेदी वाली सरकार थी वो हट गई और एक ऐसी सरकार बनी जो किसी तरह का भेदभाव नहीं करती थी. जाति के हिसाब से, रंग के हिसाब से इस तरह का कोई भेदभाव नहीं था. और अब जो गवर्नमेंट बनी थी दैट वाज मल्टी रेशियल गवर्नमेंट. दिस वर्ड मल्टी रेशियल मीन्स दैट पीपल ऑफ डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज, डिफरेंट कलर्स. नेल्सन मंडेला became the first president of South Africa. नेल्सन मंडेला जो थे वो पहले प्रेसिडेंट बने साउथ अफ्रीका के. The significant fact that the new black leaders appealed to the fellow blacks to forgive the whites for their atrocities. देखो, अगर हम लोग वैसे बात करें तो ये ब्लैकिश लोगों के पास बहुत अच्छा मौका था कि वो गोरों से बदला ले लें. That the blackish can take revenge from the whitish people. But this was not the mentality. This was not the mentality of Nelson Mandela and his team. They wanted to build a new South Africa based on equality of all races, men and women, on democratic values. The party that ruled through apartheid and the party that led the freedom struggle sat together and framed the constitution. अब जो इनके देश का संविधान बना था, जो नया संविधान, the new constitution which was being framed, in that the blackish also, the whitish also, the ideas of both the groups were taken. After 2 years of serious discussion and debate, new South African leader came out with one of the finest constitutions the world has ever had. करीब 2 साल लगे इस पूरे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को प्रिपेयर करने में, और जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना, इट इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस द वर्ल्ड हैज एवर विटनेस्ड. This constitution gave to its people the most extensive rights available in any country. Together they decided that in the search for a solution to the problems, nobody should be excluded. No one should be treated as a demon. People of South Africa agreed that everybody should become part of the solution, whatever they might have done or represented in the past. मतलब जो नई सरकार बनी थी यहाँ पे साउथ अफ्रीका में, वो अपनी पुरानी बातों को भूल चुकी थी. जो उससे पहले the problems which were being created by the whites, they have totally forgotten all those points. They wanted to establish a very such kind of state where equality can be practiced. There should be no discrimination on the basis of race, and the nation should be totally of democratic values. The South African Constitution inspires democrats all over the world. A state denounced by the entire world till 1994 as the most undemocratic one is now seen as a model of perfect democracy. अब सोचो, जब भारत को आज़ादी मिली 1947 में, तब भी जो हालत थी वहाँ पे, the condition of South Africa was totally critical. वहाँ पे तब भी जातिवाद का मतलब हुआ यहाँ पे that on the basis of the color discrimination was being made. Just think that the minority was ruling over the majority. आज देश में हमारे कोई भी सरकार बनती है तो that is formed on the basis of the majority. जिसके पास ज़्यादा मंत्री होते हैं वो अपनी सरकार बनाता है चुनाव के बाद. अच्छा, एक और चीज़ मैं बताता हूँ तुम लोग को. आज के टाइम में चाहे गांव का इंसान हो, whether you are a citizen of a village or a city, all the people are having all the people can give their vote on the basis of universal adult franchise. But वहाँ पे in Africa the condition was totally different. The blackish people were not having the right to contest the elections. ये लोग वहाँ पे चुनाव लड़ ही नहीं सकते. And just think that when the people are not able to contest for the elections, how they will be able to form the government. जबकि ये मेजॉरिटी में है. और हमारे इंडिया में देखो, जो गवर्नमेंट है, कई स्टेट्स में हमारी ऐसी गवर्नमेंट बनी है जो माइनॉरिटी वाले होते हैं, वो भी सरकार बना लेते हैं. हमारे यहाँ माइनॉरिटी में एंग्लो इंडियंस आते हैं. इफ आई टेल यू अबाउट एंग्लो इंडियंस की, इंडिया में, इन इंडिया 2 seats are reserved for the Anglo Indians in the parliament. Total we are having 552 seats. मान लो ड्यू टू एनी रीजन 2 सीट से खाली रह जाती है, एंग्लो इंडियंस नहीं, कोई सेलेक्ट होकर नहीं आता है, देन द प्रेसिडेंट इज हैविंग द पावर टू नॉमिनेट एनी 1 or 2 एंग्लो इंडियन इन द पार्लियामेंट. Just see that kind of facility we are having. And I was just telling you about South Africa, that there the majority was not supposed to vote, whereas in India we are having seats for the minorities. Now let's move to the next point. What made this change possible was the determination of the people of South Africa to work together to transform bitter experience into the binding glue of a rainbow nation. Speaking on the South African Constitution, Nelson Mandela said, "The Constitution of South Africa speaks of both the past and the future. On the one hand, it is a solemn pact in which we, as South Africans, declare to one another that we shall never permit a repetition of our racist, brutal, and repressive past, but it is more than that. It is also a charter for the transformation of our country into one which is truly shared by all its people, a country which, in the fullest sense, belongs to all of us, black and white, women and men. So, this was the thinking of Nelson Mandela कि जो हमारे देश में पहले हुआ. Now we are not supposed to do that points. So today I have talked about towards a new constitution and what is constitution and democratic constitution in the South Africa. Now I would like to recapitulate the points which I have taught you today. My first point is Nelson Mandela and 7 other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment in 1962 for daring to oppose the apartheid regime in South Africa. He spent the next 28 years in a most dreaded prison, Robben Island. The next point, the system of apartheid divided the people and labeled them on the basis of their skin color. This system was particularly oppressive for the blacks. My next point, after 28 years of imprisonment, Nelson Mandela walked out of the jail as a free man. Finally, at the midnight of 26th April 1994, the new national flag of the Republic of South Africa was unfurled, making the newly born democracy in the world. The apartheid government came to an end. Now the next point, after 2 years of serious discussion, and debate, South African leaders came out with one of the finest constitutions that world has ever had. The constitution gave to its citizens the most extensive rights available in any country. Now children, after this, I'll be moving to the questions. Be ready for the quiz now. The first question is being displayed on your screen. See the first question. The first question is, why was Nelson Mandela sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964? Now Divyansh, Vaibhav and Abhishek, give your answers. My question is, why was Nelson Mandela sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964? First option, he provoked the people to attack on the whites. Option B, he spread communal feelings among the people. Option C, he dared to oppose apartheid regime in his country. Option D, he was responsible for the attack on a theatre meant for the whites. So now children, the correct answer for this question is option C. He dared to oppose apartheid regime in his country? Correct option is option C. Now see the next question. What was apartheid? Gender discrimination, facial discrimination, caste discrimination, or option D, racial discrimination. What was this? Now children, send your answer for this question. I'm waiting for a response. Vaibhav, Abhishek, Divyansh, Devansh. Now, the answer for this question is option D. Vaibhav Sachan, very correct answer. You have given the right answer. The right answer is racial discrimination. Correct answer is option D, racial discrimination. Now let's see the next question. The question is, what is the color of the native people of South Africa? Option A, black. Option B, brown. Option C, white. Option D, red. Now what's the answer? Yes, the answer for this question, children. Okay, the answer for this question is option A. Option A is black. Now, let's move to the next question. My next question is, what blacks could not do? They could not visit the church, they could not form associations, they could not live in white areas, and option D, all of the above. What's the answer? Yes, Abhishek and Vaibhav Sachan, you have given the right answer. That is option A. Now see the next question. Okay, the answer for this question is option D. Yes, Abhishek Yadav, correct answer. Option D is the answer. Option D stands for all of the above. Now, the next question. What is the full form of ANC? First option, African National Congress. Option B, All National Congress. Option D, African National Committee. And option D, African Native Committee. Send the answer. Now, yes, the answer for this question, Vaibhav, Abhishek, give the answer for this question, Devansh. Okay, the answer for this question is option A. The answer is African National Congress. So for today, this much only. We'll be doing the remaining part of the chapter in the next class.